part of USSR. Now, after disintegration of USSR, they are like free countries. And India is having a talk with these guys, with these countries, when the Prime Minister was dealing this. And this was a virtual meeting of Prime Minister with the head of these states, and basically talking about connectivity of India and Central Asia. So between India and Central Asian, these countries, between India and Central Asian countries, these countries, there is Afghanistan. And Afghanistan position, you can see from here that Afghanistan is over here, India is over here. Okay, Afghanistan and Central Asian countries. You can look into this picture. This is like Central Asian countries. This is Central Asian countries. Yeah, this one is all. This is Central Asian countries I'm talking about. It is India, and in between it is Pakistan. It is Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan situation. Pakistan is our adversaries, and situation in Afghanistan is not good. So connectivity of this region with India and connectivity of this region with Eastern Asia is very important. And because of this, these two countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan, it is like the connectivity is very much disturbing. The connectivity is very much disturbing between India and between these Central Asian countries and India, as well as between these Central Asian countries and this Eastern Asia. So there are ports in Iran can be used in connecting India with these central. Iran could be a good partner in connection with these central countries. Okay, so this is what Prime Minister was talking, and that's why Iran is a very important partner in a relationship, in relation between India and Central Asian countries. So got the point? This is Central Asia country. This is in this picture you can understand. This picture is visible to everybody. This is Central Asian countries. Let me know this picture is visible now. This is Central Asian countries, Central Asia, Central Asian countries. Okay, thank you. Because it is little, dim picture. That's why I'm asking. Central Asian countries, Central Asian countries, and this is Eastern countries, Eastern East Asia, Southeast Asia. Okay, Eastern part of Asia, and as well as this is India. So connectivity is important, and you can understand this connectivity is getting disturbed because of Pakistan and Afghanistan. This is the region of Pakistan and Afghanistan. You can understand this now? Yes or no? And this is very important in terms of minerals. This area, the Central Asian countries, is very important in terms of minerals, crude oil or gas, and other rare earth metals, gas and rare earth metals. So this is very important. So everybody, even China, want to connect good with these Central Asian countries. And when Prime Minister was talking to these Central Asian countries, 2 days before, the Xi Jinping, the Chinese head, offered $500 million to these countries regarding the connectivity. Yeah, kind of debt trap. So you can understand, everybody is very much interested in this area because of the fact, because of its location. One is because of its location, as well as because of the fact that it is very important center, or it is very important in terms of minerals and rare earth metals and gas, minerals, crude oil and all that. As well as it is important, see its location. Its location is also important because it can connect the Chinese. It can connect the Chinese who would have Chinese with this European countries. Okay, this is Europe. This European countries can be well connected in case you are connected with Central Asia. So Chinese are also interested in this connection. Okay, and that's why India can also go to Europe through this land. So this is important strategically. It is in center of Asia. It is connecting Europe, Western Europe and Eastern Asia. So it is no doubt very important. And this is what I was saying, China's Belt and Road Initiative. This is regarding connectivity with Europe, I mean, taking Central Asia in between. Okay, so this was there in the news that Prime Minister is no doubt talking about, and Prime Minister is concerned about this connectivity, and for that connectivity we are using two ports. One is in this much is, and now this will be better, I think. Yes or no? So these leaders spoke about at sharing same concerns and same objectives in broadened terms, and agreed to setting up a joint working committee. And this joint working committee will be looking into how India and these countries would be well connected. At the same time, these countries are concerned about the development in Afghanistan, and these countries, India is like leading, are very much interested in providing humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan, and basically to look into the rights of women, rights of children, and rights of minorities over there in Afghanistan. Because development, you would be aware of the development in Afghanistan, the takeover by Taliban's, and Taliban is representing the Afghanistan, and it is said that now it is, yeah, food assistance and assistance of all kind, yes, basic needs as well as, all kind assistance. So this is very important in these terms. This connectivity is important, as well as for this connectivity to get better, the peace and stability. The peace and stability in Afghanistan is very important. Yes or no? Otherwise, the whole region will be disturbed. For prosperity, you need peace. For prosperity, you need peace. And region, all around region, all the yes, diaspora economic corridor, yes, and region, all region should be like peaceful, like peaceful coexistence. So so peaceful coexistence of all all countries around the region is very important. And when you look into the trade things will be prosper in case there is peace in whole region. If any region is disturbed, it is not going to work. So it is all about connecting with Central Asia, and for that we are using ports in Afghanistan. Chahabar port, you'd have heard Chahabar port. Okay. Yes, and this port is being this port will be playing important role in connectivity in terms of trade things with India of these countries. So look into this, yeah, including Afghanistan as well. Afghanistan is very much disturbed these days. So look into this position. I have, see, Gwadar port is in Pakistan. You must be knowing this. But Chahabar port will be used, Chahabar port, and this is also Bandar Abbas. This is also important. This can be used and this can be used. Okay, these two are important, Chahabar and Bandar Abbas. So here it is Chahabar. You can look into it. Is Iran. It is Iran. It is Iran. Here it is Chahabar. Here it is Bandar Abbas. So these two ports are important, and from here it will be then connected to India. Yes. Yeah, it is still pending, but it will be connected. It will be going into. Taliban is not against the development, against this development. Taliban is also favoring this development. Okay, so most probably in days to come, Taliban Taliban is interested, no doubt. But see how the development will be taking place in days to come, because Taliban would be also needing peace and stability. Okay, and they are also needing the trade with all these countries. Okay, which is very important for any country, whether taken by Taliban or anyone else, that they will be engaged in trade things, only then prosperity will come into their country. Okay, got it. And see this development. I mean, just 2 days before India's virtual meet, India's virtual summit, some $500 million announced by Xi Jinping that we will be developing connectivity with these Central Asian countries. Okay, so this is also important. And this is important because of the fact that China is also very much trying to put its influence in this region, in this Central Asian region. And India and China will be like competitor in getting favors in these countries, and favors regarding all trade things, favor regarding those crude oil, gas, or and those rare earth metals. So this is one development, and India is having good relation with Iran. So this picture I used this picture I basically used to show you the connectivities between Central Asian countries and Eastern countries, and Central Asian countries and India, and in between it is Afghanistan and Pakistan and Europe, and one belt. China is also having one belt, one road policy to connect with European countries. And there was one more thing I wanted to show in this picture. Yeah, this is International North-South Transport Corridor. So it will be also passing through Bandar Abbas. Okay, this is Bandar Abbas, and here it was just right to it. It was Jahabar Port. So these two will be using. This red line is the International North-South Transport Corridor. Okay, so this will be using the connectivity of this region, and Russia and Moscow and all that, of this region with India. Okay, so you can read this if you want, then I can provide this as well. These documents you can collect many from anywhere. Okay, no issue. This is having some important information as well, so you can I will upload this document. Okay, for a reading, and look into the connectivity. Trade thing is important. Okay, so this is the thing. I will upload in today's lecture link. Okay, in today's you'll have today's lecture link. When you will go through your ID password, then you will go to that video, and by the side of video you will get the link of PDF as well. Okay, this is one development, and then we can come to next. So we'll talk about this. First we can talk about this as well. This was there in the news, and last time also we talked about this, that between what is happening between Russia and NATO. Okay, so with respect to our discussion last time, yeah, all between Ukraine is in between. So the Russia is not happy with the fact that whatever was the demand of Russia regarding that there should be no expansion in NATO, and especially NATO should not be taking Ukraine in its own favor, or NATO or US, NATO, Ukraine. Ukraine and Russia. So basically it is, we have talked about that in in Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe, they have deployed forces. In Eastern Europe, it is Crimea over here. Crimea is already taken. Crimea was earlier Crimea was under Ukraine. Now Crimea is already taken by. We talked about this last time, okay? Yes or no? So Crimea is taken by Russia. At the same time, Russia had deployed army and army troops or artilleries or weaponaries. So because of this also there was threat that Ukraine could also be invaded by Russia. Ukraine can also be invaded by Russia. So at the border only. So this is Ukraine in between, and these are the countries which is Estonia, Latvia. So these were the countries. Some of the countries over here are in favor of are towards NATO side or US side, and here they have deployed their forces. So US has deployed their forces over here, and their forces are here, and Russia has deployed its forces over here. So it was a kind of, I can take green one. Russia has deployed these forces over here. So it's a kind of messed up during around border region. So it is not a disturbing. But what Russia was saying, okay, whatever deployment you have done over here, please withdraw all these deployment and do not. And the second demand was that Ukraine should not be, withdraw it, and Ukraine should not be going into NATO, or expansion of NATO should not be happening. Okay, so these are two demands, and two demands there were from the Russia side, but US denied it. No, US denied it. No, we are not going to withdraw our forces. US denied that we are not going to withdraw our forces, as well as we are not going to stop the expansion of NATO. In days to come, Ukraine will be the part of NATO. It is not said like that, but they are not going to stop the expansion of NATO. The chances are there that they will take Ukraine also, and Ukraine is also somewhat bent towards US, you can say. So in days to come, if this whole region, if the Eastern Europe comes under the influence of US or NATO, the whole region, only Ukraine is left right now. If whole region comes under the influence of NATO, it will be very much kind of not threat, but kind of the buffer which Russia wanted to have, this buffer, the buffer will be gone. Yes or no? It was earlier buffer. The buffer will be gone, and then Russia, it could be imbalance as well. Then it will be very much kind of weak situation. Anything can happen at any point of time if if NATO is having control over here, or US is having control over here. So because both are like nuclear power, and both are like very much against each other, and basically do not like each other. So it is like weaker situation or vulnerable situation between these two countries, and war can happen at any point of time with these region. And that's why, to get a better balance, we cannot like favor anybody, but that's why, to get a better balance so that war should not happen, Ukraine or this region should be a buffer between these two extremities, or these two powerful forces. So, but US has also denied the demand of Russia, and US has also said that sanction will be put on Russia, sanction will be put on Putin. So things are vulnerable, and things are not very good. But the good thing is that both are open to talk. Still they are saying, no, we will talk, we will talk, we will talk, but nothing substantial has come, or nothing substantial as substance are being talked. So it is like just here and there, just here and there. So you can read this also, and you can understand it is just a kind of friction between these two countries these days, but this friction can take an ugly turn as well. So you can go through this. I'll upload this as well. Everybody is like both are like mysterious of each other. Both are like skeptical of each other. So this is, and last time I talked in detail about how I started. You can look into that lecture as well. Yes or no? From 19, communists try to it is basically ideology. And when you look into the things from very origin, it is interesting, as well as you understand everything in wider perspective. So that is beautiful understanding. So try to develop that kind of study. Try to develop that kind of understanding, which is comprehensive, which is like giving you opportunity to think in many directions. For just one instance, you can think in many directions if you study like that. So open up your thinking, open up your basically study. And last time I would have said, okay, it should be macro, it should be bird's eye view. Connectivity you should understand, connectivity, origin. Then it will be always interesting. Reading will be not headache kind of thing. Reading or studying will be not headache kind of thing in case you make it interesting. Make it, otherwise it will be just information. Try to read in the sense that it is, you are understanding things. Okay, you are going to understand things. You are not going to get information. Okay, information is just like news. Information, you are not going to get. Information will be, you will be inculcating information very easily, or you will be memorizing information very easily if you understand the wider perspective. So try to get that wider perspective everywhere. It is like common. So this is one thing. So this you can talk. Then I can come to one section which is talking about economy, and then we can talk about this as well. And last time there was some news regarding that deputation, friction between center and state regarding the deputation of IAS officers. You would have read this news as well. So you would be interested in knowing what you are. You people would be very much important for state as well as center. And that's why I will discuss this as well. So it is you people mean IAS officers, IPS officers, and others. Okay. Yeah, 6th rules clause 1, very nice. So it is like when IAS officers are selected, then they get cadre. Okay. Cadre mean cadre mean that state. Cadre mean that state in which they will be serving, and then that states. First, you will be having training in Labasna, beautiful Mussoorie. Okay, and then Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy, and then you will be getting field position. Okay, as a district magistrate or subdivisional magistrate, SDM. So the very first is, it is like part of your training only. The very first thing I'm talking with you guys from yours, you guys IAS officers. First you will get training at Labasna, training, the very first thing. And then you will be, it is also the part of training, being SDM, some 2 years, around 2.5 years. It is also the part of training. And then you will be, it is like a district. So if you look into the state, supposedly it is a state. So a state is administratively divided differently from what is divided in terms of election. For election, there is constituency. For election, there is constituency. Okay, and for administration, there is district and divisions. So I'm talking about not election constituency. I'll be talking about administratively how states are divided. So administratively, states are divided into divisions. Supposedly this is division, this is division. Okay, states are divided into divisions, and then those divisions in districts. It's very nice. You people know many things. That's very good. So states are divided. Supposedly this is one state. It is divided in different divisions. Supposedly it is division. These are supposedly, or make it like 4 only. Do not make it complex. 1 second. Can I take that part chart? No issue. So supposedly it is having four region. It is having 4 division. This is division 1, division 2, division 3, division 4, and division 5. And then these divisions will be divided in districts. Division 3. This is a state division. Division 4. These are a state division. And then this is a division will be divided in state. Sorry, this division will be divided in district. And then this will be having district. So supposedly it is having 2 districts. D3 is having 2 districts. District 1, and district 2. And then this district will be divided in sub-district. Okay, sub-district. Sub-district means subdivision of district. D1, D2, D4 is subdivision of a state. And then I am going to take a different color. Which color I can take? Green I have already taken. I can take this one. Yes. No, that will be also not visible. Yeah, talukas. Then it will be it is said as talukas. Very nice. A blue color. This is visible. Blue color. It is visible now. Since then this district 1, which is like district 1. This is supposedly district 1. Then this district 1 will be divided in subdivision of the district. Subdivision of the district. So if you are over here, then it will be SDM. Okay, means subdivision. And if you are controlling the district, then you will be DM. Got the point? And if you are controlling the division, then it is like you will be having commissioner, divisional commissioner. Okay, so got the point? And if you are like controlling the state, you are with the state, then you will be called as secretary, commission secretary. Okay, so field position, look into the field position. Yeah, one is like a subdivision magistrate, then it is additional district magistrate, mean it is not in the district only, and it is district magistrate, divisional commissioner. So divisional commissioner, so SDM over here, and ADM or additional district magistrate. 1 second, it is over here. So ADM, yes, additional. DM or ADM will be at the ADM or DM will be at the level of this. So you got the concept. Okay, SDM, then it is ADM at district level or DM at district level. Okay, then it will be at division level. Yes, division level, it will be divisional commissioner. And then you will be with working with the state. Then it will be, when you are working with the state, then it will be secretary to the state government, secretary. So if you look into the look into the experience of these people, it is like wide, and it is like very much important for the government to governance, for the government to govern. It is very much important. See, this is called field. This is called field experience. Field. Okay, you are connected directly with the people. Field experience. Your field position. It is field position. Okay, you are directly connected with the people. Field mean you are directly connected with the people. So whatever is like policy of the government regarding any development, or whatever is like law and order. So here basically you look into 2 things. Law and order mean administration and execution of different government policies, and execution of different government policies, be it central, implementation of different policies, be it the central policies or be it the state policies, whatever policies are, state as well as center. So it is important. Then it is so around 18 to 20 years people people are posted in field position, or they will be having this experience of 18 to 20 years, around 18 years. So after 18 years, I mean, they could be over here as well. So after 18, generally they really, they get the position of field position, or they get the posting. Then they go to center or state. First, they will be going to secretary and state government, secretary to the state government, secretary to the state government, and then they will be called, or they can be called by center. Okay, and center. So in between also center, I mean states should, they are basically serving the states. Okay, so yeah, in between they will be called, or they can be called on deputation to serve the center. Because see what has happened, they got huge experience, field experience is very important, you know. They got huge experience of field experience, and now their service will be, now any policies which the central government is going to frame, any policies, yes, very nice, at a state level also, at a state level as well as central level. So I'm talking about central level. In between they will be called by the center. Okay, so policies, in framing policies, their experience is going to work like, their experience is very important. If you are making policies for people with which you are not connected at all, so that is not going to work. Yes or no? So those people should be making policies who got experience, who have the experience of connecting people, who in their job, who are having field position, who are having field experience, who are like connecting with the people, who knows the ground reality of India. So I mean, you are going to make rules for people and you are not connected with the people, it is not going to mean going well. So these policies should be or must be framed by those people who have been who were connected with people, yes or no, and who got experience, who knows what are ground reality, what are behavior of common people. Okay, this is important. So they are called by, and for this they are serving for a state government. So a state government is having obligation, that a state government must send some of the officers to center, so that center can frame the policies. If states are not going to send these officers, these IAS officers or these officers to center, then it will be difficult for center to run its system or run its bureaucracy at center. Okay, it is not a state, it is center, right? So they will be called by center. So it is written over here. You can go through this document as well. It is like central deputation reserve obligation. See, central deputation reserve obligation. Got the point? So this is an obligation on the state, that the state should send IAS officers to center, so that center with the experience, center can frame the policies. Okay, center can frame the policies with the help of experience of IAS officers. Yes or no? So this is obligation kind of thing. So after serving at least 9 years, anybody can be sent to center for deputation. So, but these days, what was happening? Center was not getting enough number of IAS officers. So, and center was having problems in governing, in making policies, or so center was having crisis of IAS officers. That's why center is saying no. Now it will be. A state will be not asked whether if center has decided that some IAS officer will be coming, if center has decided, now what is the change the proposal, which is the proposal of changes. Now if the center has decided that any particular officer will come to center and will work with center, then a state cannot deny. Earlier the state it was like both were on the basis of consent. Earlier, consent of a state was important, or without, it was like a release. Consent means the state government will release the officer. only then they can go. So, but it is this releasing power, or this consent is gone. Now, whoever will be called, whoever IAS officer will be called, they can be called by center, and they will have to come. The state cannot deny, or there is no kind of, I mean, state cannot say, okay, we are not releasing you. Okay, got it? So this is one thing. So after, I mean, state will be given some time for, it is written over here, some 1 week or 1 week or like that. And after that, it will be considered that, okay, state has given the consent. Okay, some time, some notice will be given. Some notice will be given. After that, the states can make a list for the reference to the center. Yes, generally state make a list. Okay, there is a, I mean, supposedly you are an IAS officer and you want to be deputed. You want to be deputed in center. You will give an application to the state, and then a state will put your name in that list. Okay, and then that list will be shared by the center. Okay, and then center can call you, but you can join the center only if you will be released by state. Supposedly state do not want, if any state doesn't want you to go, then they will be not releasing you. Got the point? But what is the change? The change is that even if states are not releasing, by giving notice to a state, yeah, 1 week, thank you. By giving notice to a state, it will be considered. I mean, a state will be given notice for, it is 1 week now. I have written over here only. So state will be given notice. You would have studied this, I think. State will be given notice, and after just 1 week, it will be considered that you are released, or state has given consent. So the consent, earlier the consent of state is gone now. So the one thing which is interested over here by many, which is interested, or which you people would be also, what you want, I mean, to whomsoever IAS officer you will talk, they will say we enjoy more on field, or they will be always like we should get field in case they get any post in secretary or as secretary to the state government. They will be not, they are not happy. They want freedom, and they are free when they are working as district magistrate or additional district magistrate or divisional commissioner. So there is like their own realm, okay, and they enjoy the autonomy. And when they are working with the state government as secretary, it is just like clerk working with them. So they don't have, ground power, yeah, own sarkar kind of thing. So they have all ground power, or they have power in their own district, like king of the district. So although it is not to be said that, I mean, they some of the officers I have seen, they they act like that. That's what I'm saying. So it is not, because the system is coming from British. You can understand the whole system is coming from British, and in British it was the district magistrate. We're like kings. So still the legacy is continuing in many. So they now, what is the, I mean, what about the will of these officers? What about their will? So their will is like, is still, I mean, if you'll ask any IAS officer, they will be more interested in remaining with the state or within the district or on the field. So will is like gone, and you have to join. That's it. You have to join in case you are called by center. So you people would be reading these things in news these days. Yes. Okay. आपने पढ़ाई किया था इसका? So just go for this, and you will understand everything. The experience is very important. Your experience is like, I mean, if everywhere it is government, and you half of the given has already given the assent. It's all right. I mean, most probably it will be done in days to come, and it will be. What about the assent of you people? I mean, I being IAS officer. What option do you have in case center has called you? Will you go being IAS officer happily, or you also want to enjoy your realm in district or your kingdom in district? we do have to know this is, I mean, I'm not happy with anybody's, and Nikhil is correct, yes, with a nice all India service. Yeah, it is all, I mean, it is the part of all India service. When we say all India service, it is three kind of services come under all India. IAS, Indian Administrative Services, which is like connected with center. IPS and IFS, Indian Forest Service. IFS means forest. These are called as uh, yeah, compulsory have to go. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, if in case I was asked, then I would have said that I will be happily joining center because it is the responsibility of me. I was when I was selected as an IAS officer, and then I was not. I was about to work for people. Okay, either I am SDM, sub-divisional magistrate, either I am district magistrate, either I am with the state government as a secretary to the state government, or I am with the central government as a secretary to the ministry, any central ministry. I'll be happily working everywhere because my work is uh, towards people of the country. Yeah, it is compulsory. It is compulsory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everywhere it is compulsory. I mean, there are grants, health grants could be there, or there could be other grants as well in which you can take a leave, you can take a leave from center, you can deny the depute. There will be some genuine reasons on the, I mean, there will be some service rule on the basis of those service rules. You can have options, but generally, I'm talking about there is no will of IAS officer that IAS officer will decide whether I will join or not. No. When you are called, you should be going. You should be going. You must be going. I mean, as per this, you should go. You will go for sure, and you must be going. You should be going. Yeah, allowances will be also. I mean, better allowances will be given. No doubt. But many things which you enjoy as a district magistrate and or as a district magistrate, or that will be maybe. So put all those things from, I mean, off from your mind, that you are there to serve the country. That's it, wherever it is. And no doubt you will be given chance to enjoy everything. That's why you people are giving your best in getting selected as an IAS officer. You will be given chance from day one of enjoying life, as well as managing things for the government, for the betterment of people. Okay, so this is one thing I talked. So you can read this if you want. This is the money things. Money is not that much. See the salary. It is salary, no pay scale. I mean, from cabinet secretary, you will get around 2 point. It is 2.5 lakh, no? Yes, 2.5 lakh. But being district magistrate, you can have 2.5 lakh plus alliances. It will be coming around 3.5, 3 point something. So a junior, being deputy collector, a district magistrate, or collector or district magistrate, 1,18,000 these days. I mean, it will be coming around 1.5. But initial days, it will be around 78. And so this is also salary I am looking into. So got the point. What was the change? There is service rule. There is the Indian Administration Service Cadre Rule 1956, in which there is clause 1. And in clause 1, it is said that, okay, state will be releasing, and then any officer can join the center. But so it is a kind of, yes, it is a kind of consent of the states. But many times, I mean, with that rules were also made that no center has, I mean, states have to put officers on deputations, officers in that list you were talking about, which who are like willing and as well as eligible to join the center. Because for eligibility it is 9 years. Earlier it was 9 years. Minimum they should be serving in for 9 years in and for 9 years in the state cadre. Then they will be given deputation. But these days that 9 hours is also 9 years is also will be taken. There will be no concept of 9 years also, that you can be called at any point of time. And basically at any point of time, for example, you have, I mean, after 9 years you are being called after 9 years. After 9 years you have no experience how center is working, yes or no? After 9 years you are coming to center, so you should be knowing at the same time now how state is working, you know, because you are for 9 years you are with the state. And after that if you'll join the center, so you are joining center after 9 years. For 9 years you are not knowing anything how center is working, so it is also important. So in between also you can be called these days, and you will be given training by center that how center work. Because after some 18 or 20 years when you'll come, after 18 years, generally 18 years it is, when you'll join center, then you will have prior experience. Because of this training you were given. So it is also kind of important. So these things could be asked in your interview, you know, because interviewer will be very much kind of interested in knowing whether you are knowing the system or not. These days rules are being changed, whether how you are going to cope up with the changed rules. They will be asking, for sure they will be asking about these changes in your interview, because it is for you only. You know, in case you are selected, what about your will? They will ask, okay, what about your will? You will be enjoying more autonomy in district, and when you will be called by center, will you be happy? So this would be like general question. So these things and are important, or you should be having prior knowledge, prior understanding of how system works. I talked about this little the very first day, starting from Labasna, Masuri. It will be a beautiful day, and then you are like moving on and on and on, ending to the center as secretary to the government of India. So that will be a beautiful journey. Hopefully, all of you will be experiencing this journey in days to come. Okay. So should I proceed to another thing? Okay. Yeah. Yogita, you asking something? We have talked this, we have talked this, we have talked this. Yogita, are you asking something? Now we'll talk about, this is also important, and from formal economy, informal economy, they always ask question in your main exam. So what is formal economy, what is informal economy, and what are challenge of informality? This we'll talk. This is a good discussion, and it is very important. Every year it is important. It's important these days because India is transforming. Indian economy is transforming. So this discussion is very important. Transforming mean India's economy from is moving towards more structured economy. So I will discuss this as well. So some of the development, I mean, you can read this. I mean, I'll be not reading this now. Okay. Thank you, Yogita. Thank you. So I'll be not reading this. Reading is boring for me as well. I enjoy my drawings. I enjoy my flow chart. I enjoy my, then from there you get more clarity, I think. So it is talking about formality and informality. Formal economy and informal economy. So when you say formal and when you say informal, from day one, It is like business. It is like business. And yeah, I can take little thinner pen. Business is like making things and selling things. It is like business. Any business can be run by big company or can be run by small. It could be big, it could be small. I will only talk about big and small. Big, small, and intermediate. Intermediate is also there. Intermediate and big companies, big business or small business. So there are, this is government, and government has made some rules that, and these rules are related to different things. And government has made rules related to different things. These rules could be with respect to taxation. These rules could be, sorry. And this is government. One second. This is important discussion because Indian economy is getting transformation. It is moving towards more formal economy. And when we say formal economy, what does it mean? I am going to discuss that. And what are the numbers? Then I'll show some facts over there, some figures over there in this discussion by Nagaraj and Radhika Kapoor. It was The Hindu. Yesterday is The Hindu. So it is, and yeah, I'm talking about government. Government has made some rules, and these rules are related to, sorry, these rules. These rules, which are framed by government, could be of anything. For example, could be of taxation. That you are doing business, you have to pay tax. Could be a relation between owners and relation among different stakeholders. Among different stakeholders. Stakeholders mean basically it could be a relation. It would be three people over here. Owners, and in case owner got money from someone, yes or no? So like the creditors and relation, and owners would be hiring some laborers. Mean interrelation of all. Or in case it is bank, it will be depositors also. In case it is banks, in case this is bank, so it will be depositor as well. So I can take another color. Yes. So this is depositors. It could be depositors. Okay. In case it is bank, it is business is bank. Business is of the bank. Or depositor is nothing but whoever is like lenders, whoever is like giving money to the creditors. So this is relation, and maybe owners relation. Owner is like selling, sellers producer. Owner is like seller producer. The relation with customer. Okay, so this is interrelation. So rules are framed over here. Rules here also. Rule here also. Rule here also. Yes or no? So these rules are defining a relation relation in business among different stakeholders. These are different stakeholders of the business. Owners mean, when I say owners are like sellers or producer. Both are same. Sellers or producer. Try to understand this. All are same over here. Whoever is on supply side. So these relations, how these relations should be. For these relation also there could be some rules. Yes or no? And this business is doing and with when this business is being done, some of the factory would be also, this business would be having some factory. So factory would be whether this factory is following the environmental rules and regulation or not. Environmental rules, environment. So I'm talking wider, with wide perspective, environment. So whether this factory is following the environmental rules or not, following the rules related to different relation or not, following the rules of taxes or not, or following the rules. It could be regarding environment things can be regarding land acquisition. This business would be requiring land acquisition by private party. So these are different rules. Land acquisition would be like no doubt. I can write over here only. So these are different rules. Now, if this business is following these rules, then this business will be called as, and again, one rule is regarding registration also. Registration, you need to get yourself registered. Okay, the very first thing is you need to get yourself registered. So there is a rule of registration as well. Registered with the relevant, or registered with the concerned department of the government of India. And so what I am talking about this business. This business is, in case this business is more the rule you are following, more formal you are. Yes or no? You are following more the rules you are following, more formal you are. I can take this one. Yes, got the point. So this is all about following rules, whether you are following or not. So in India, if you look into the developed countries, this business would be like following. All business would be like, even a small business would be like registered. Yes or no? If you look into developed countries, first talk about developed countries. If you look into developed countries, even small businesses will be registered. Even small businesses would be paying taxes. Even small businesses would be following all all rules regarding which is defining relation among different stakeholders. So here also, this is, for example, labor laws. It could be labor laws, yes or no? Labor laws, which is defining the relation of owner and labor, between creditor and owners. It could be Companies Act. Could be Companies Act. Yes or no? So there are different acts as well. And customers also, customers should not be exploited. For the relation is also important. For example, we talked about MRP kind of thing, that you should put MRP. This is a rule that any product, if you are selling, you should put MRP. Or there are so that customers could not be exploited. Although the relation between customer and owner is very much market oriented, or very much decided by market. So this is a different thing. Very much decided by market. So what I'm talking about, more the rules you are following, you mean business. More the rules you are following, more you will be called as, ingredients and expiry dates. More the rules you are following, more you will be formal. Business is formal. Okay, business is formal. So, but in India, if in developed countries, all will be following all rules, whether bigger business or a smaller business. In developed countries, with respect to developed countries, if you look into, all businesses will be following, whether it is a small business, medium scale business, or big business, all will be following all rules and regulation. And that's why they are called more formal. If you are moving towards following all rules and regulation, your economy is transforming towards more structural economy. Economy is getting more structured. If you are moving towards formalization, you are getting more structured. Okay, more structured, or you are getting more formal. Okay, and this is transformation. Formalization is nothing but transformation from informal to formal or structured. This is transformation which India is witnessing now. If you look into transformation, this transformation is sometimes criticized as forced transformation. Sometimes said as forced transformation. Yes, transition or transformation. Yeah, both could, you can use the word transition as well. Okay, so sometime it will be said as, one second, transition or transformation, both words you can use. Sometimes this transformation is by critics mean, if you look into transformation, how we are doing transformation, some of the some of the action by the government regarding the transformation thing is the very first thing. If you look into the demonetization was done, and it was said that our economy will be. I'm not talking about black income will be caught. That was a totally different story, because no black income or very less black income were caught. It was almost no black income were caught. And forced transaction, like manufacturer are responsible for their products disposable. Yes, you are right. In case it is environment, it will be coming under environment. Yes, you are correct. Forced in many ways. Demonetization, in one of the that we will be moving towards digital economy, and when it is digital economy or payment is done digital economy, or payment is done digitally, so obviously all transactions are getting recorded. Yes or no? All transactions are getting recorded, and the moment when all transactions are getting recorded, it will be easily it can be easily counted by the government, recorded. So when things are recorded, it is no doubt more formal. So demonetization, for example, next was GST. It is also towards transition. It was also GST in 2017. Demonetization in 2016. Yes or no? Or ease in rules and regulation. Ease in rules and regulation. Rules and regulation regarding registration. Regulation regarding registration. If you can get your business registered with just by following very few rules, ease in rules and regulation of registration. Yes or no? So these kind of ease is also given. During this time for last 4 or 5 years. No. There will be no alternative way will be given. Okay, losses will be of the company. That's it. Government will be not sharing losses with the private party. Private parties' losses will be not shared by the government. Okay, you enjoy your profit, you enjoy your loss. That's it. When you enjoy more profit, then yeah, simplification. Yes, simplification. This is what I have said. This is regarding registration, and GST in itself is simplification. It was said, okay, simplification. And simplification in overall taxes, so you can say, yes, simplification in submitting taxes, in submitting taxes or in paying taxes. So these are some of the steps which is being taken by the. These are the steps which are being taken by the government these days or recently. So Indian economy is transforming from informal to formal. This is one thing. And one more thing, let me talk. When we say now the registration, business is registered. Business, I'll come to the core thing I want to discuss. Business is registered with the government of India, registered with the government of India, registered with the government of India, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, under Companies Act, registered under Companies Act. When this is registered, then this business will be called as company. This business will be called as company. It could be limited company, it could be private limited company or public limited company. Sorry. It could be partnership. Partnership mean, in case it is partnership company, then it will be called as LLP. आप LLP की तरफ भी registration करा सकते हो. It can be one-person company, or it can be a private limited company. Yeah, private limited company, or it can be the public limited company. Okay. Registration कौन करा रहा है? ये private ही है ना, ये private party है, तो ये सारे क्या हो गए? ये सारे क्या हो गए? Private ही हो गए ना. प्राइवेट पार्टी रजिस्ट्रेशन करा रहा है. गवर्नमेंट तो अपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन कराती है. गवर्नमेंट की जो सारी कंपनीज होंगी वो किसी एक्ट के तहत बनी होंगी, तो वो तो खुद ऑलरेडी रजिस्टर्ड है एक्ट के तहत. यस और नो? So all are private party, mean private limited, public limited. So private businesses are getting registered with the government under Companies Act. Or yes, sorry, these are different 1% company. These are different ways through you can get your business registered. These are different ways through which you can get your business registered. Now, company, when you have, this is called incorporation. Your business is incorporated. 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 This registration or incorporated, both are same thing. Your business is now incorporated, and that's why this company will be called as corporation. This company can also be called as corporation. And sometimes because of this INC, INC, because of this, sometimes we say INC. INC mean all companies you are talking about. Or corporate. Corporate mean it is incorporated. Corporate sector. Corporate sector mean companies sector. So all are same thing. Try to understand. Registration, incorporation, or incorporated, company, corporation, INC, corporate, all are same thing. Same, all could be like this. All could be like this. Okay, you have registered your business. Now, when you are registered your business will become, after this registration, now you will become formal in India. Okay, now your business is formal. Whether you are not supposed to, you are now many of the rules over here, which I was talking about, rules made by the government of India on the basis of some acts. Rules mean acts. Rules mean these are basically acts. Rules or acts. Okay, rules mean acts. Yeah. Now you are supposed to follow all. Whatever rules are applicable to you, you are supposed to follow all, and you will be said as formal. Formal mean now you will be following all rules. So tell me one thing, these rules are being followed, will be followed by only formal. What about informal? Informal will be not following rules, and informal will be following rules only if they get formal. Rules regarding taxation, rules regarding environment, rules regarding labor laws. Yeah. Anybody? Yeah, one thing. Now, regarding rules, you should understand one thing. It is important. Supposedly, any rule, if any rule or act will be framed by the government, it's the very first thing you need to understand. It will be not blanket for all. It will not. It will be not one blanket for all. One blanket for all. For all mean it is not like one blanket for all. Okay. First thing, not like one blanket for all. Yeah, not like applicable to all. Not like applicable to all. These rules or these acts. The very first thing, when it is not applicable to all, then on those business on which it is not applicable, then they will be not said as they are not following rules, because the rule in itself is not applicable to them. For example, I am taking one example. For example, two example I can take. Say, for example, GST. Who will be paying GST? Or you are supposed to, supposedly it is a seller. It is a seller, and seller is selling a pen. Seller is selling a pen, and the pen of price of the pen is 100 plus GST. 100 plus GST, and buyer is buying. So whether this pen should be sold in 100 or 100 plus GST. Second option is you can sell the pen. First option is you can sell the pen in 100 rupees because it is 100 rupees you have. Yeah, first option is like this. And yes, you have two options. One option, first option is you can sell the pen only in 100, or second is you can sell the pen. I'm talking about GST. GST is applicable to buyer or applicable to seller? Imposition of GST is on seller side or buyer side? Seller side, yes, imposition of GST is on seller side. So just one example, they have their independence in their own boundaries. Yes, okay, you are talking about district magistrate, Dilip. They have their independence within their own boundaries. Yes, they are. So GST is applicable now. It will be GST will be applicable. I mean, this pen will be sold in 100 or 100 plus GST. It will be depending upon the fact what is turnover of this seller. Turnover mean what is turnover? Kanchi, what is turnover? Nikhil, what is turnover? Turnover 1 year. Turnover is revenue 1 year. Revenue of 1 year. Revenue of 1 year. Basically 1 year. So in 1 year, supposedly revenue in 1 year mean revenue is not profit. Revenue is all selling price in which he is selling the pen. Yes or no? Multiplied by number of pens he would have said, he is about to say, he has said, sold. Number of pens sold in 1 year. This will be revenue, yes or no, everybody? Selling price, number of pen. And all this revenue is also called as turnover. Turnover, revenue, both are same thing. Very nice. You people are good. Both are same thing. So if turnover is 40 lakh rupees, mean turnover is up to 40 lakh rupees, up to 40 lakh rupees, then he will be selling pen in 100 rupees. Okay, and if turnover is more than 40 lakh rupees, then he will be selling pen in it is exact data, of GST. It is not an example. I mean 100 rupees is example, it is not an example. You got the, sometime I'd be taking 100, sometime which is a real figure, 100 or 40 lakh. Real figure mean which is like written in the rules. More than, in case it is more than 40 lakh, so it is exact, it is real, it is exact. More than 40 lakh, in case, yeah, 40 lakh, 4 million, it will be 10, yes, 4 million, 40 lakh. So more than 40 lakh, then it will be done. Then the seller is having obligation. Seller is having obligation that seller will be selling this pen in 100 plus GST. 100 plus GST. So the rule which is of the GST that you should sell product on the basis of GST is applicable to all, or is applicable to only those guys whose revenue is more than 40 lakh. So GST rule is blanket or applicable to only some, or applicable to like, applicable not to all. Got the point? So this is 100 plus GST, not to all, yes, 100 plus GST. So obviously now this, I'm giving example over here. This is one example. And supposedly labor laws, in labor laws, another example, labor laws, in case of labor laws would be saying, okay, labor should be given leave, yes or no? Labor should be given I mean a weekly leave as well as CL kind of thing. It is like weekly leave. It is like time duration. Kitna time aap unse kaam karoge? 9 hours. It is like 54 hours, I think, in a week. 54 or 48, I think. So time duration is also there. You can check it. Okay. Labor laws. I mean 48 years. So it could be time duration. It could be like say there must be like safety. Okay, there must be like hygiene. There must be like so these are, there must be washroom available, toilet facilities and all that wherever workers are working. Labor laws. Okay, washroom facilities, drinking water facilities. These are some rules. Okay, these are some rules, or they should be given. Mean social security, mean pensions. Pension mean social security. This is like working condition. This is like these are like working condition. So it can be, you can understand their working condition should be better. These are working condition, yes or no? This is leave. This is pension or social security. Advances, yes. Yes, very good. Advances. Social security. Social security. They should be given loan in case they are in need. Loans or advances. Yes or no? So these are the things. So labor laws will be followed by, in case the business is having more than 10 people or less than 10 people. So 10%, in case it is more than 10, then these many rules, factory acts, these are called as, these are some of the elements I am getting from Factory Act. You know Factory Act, you can separately go and read some Factory Act. So I am basically trying to give you a connectivity over everything. Okay, Factory Act or labor laws, Factory Act or labor laws. Labor laws are written in Factory Acts. So business is having more than, this business is, which is like factory where people are working more than 10. Then in case it is more than 10, then it is applicable. Okay, got the point? So these are the things. So what I am saying, that all rules and regulations are not like blanket to all. So one who is not following will be said as illegal. One who is not not saving, so not following, will be said as illegal. Will be said as, yes, very nice. Illegal is like different thing. Illegal is like you are doing the offenses, civil offense or criminal offense, then it will be illegal. Or whatever is said as you cannot do this, you are going against the law, then it is illegal. You are not going against the law. Okay. So if following, then it will be called as formal. And if not following on the basis of, not applicable, then it will be called as informal. Got the point? So informal is illegal. Informal is illegal. No, because informal is not illegal, because of the fact that these laws are not being applicable, on these guys. So what is our discussion? Our discussion is that people move towards, when you look into the COVID thing, now what happened to COVID? Now come to the situation, come to the current discussion. This is the basics I taught, and this would be helping you, yes or no? This discussion would be helping you, everybody. Now look into what happened recently, COVID years, the recent discussion. COVID years, business or economy, business move towards a smaller one, is like a smaller business, or they are being run by households. They are being run, many times they are being run by households. Some 4 or 5 people are working. Okay, a small business, very small. And business like bigger companies, So I am making contrast so that you can understand. A smaller and medium. So during COVID period, what happened? These smaller and medium were not having, MSMEs. MSMEs will be registered over here. I'm talking about MSME is registered. MSME is formal. I'm talking about informal. These are informal. And this bigger business are basically they're formal. Bigger companies were basically formal or are formal. And so during COVID period, these bigger companies are MSMEs. I will be putting MSMEs over here. Okay, micro, small and medium enterprises, or basically they can be put some in between. Because they are also not dealing. They are also dealing in cash. Okay, so you can look into the facts. They are also dealing in cash. Their item is also very much physical, and they can move to, they can have both the option. They are like, they're digital as well as they are providing services sector. Now during COVID, what happened? Overall discussion I'm doing. During COVID, what happened? This business, because of the fact that these were dealing in cash and these were having physical item, or and basically physical item, these businesses shut down. Okay, because of COVID, and all business of these guys move towards, all business of these guys move towards, yes. So if I look into the GDP, if I look into the GDP from GDP point of view, you can understand. From GDP point of view, although it is, I'm not saying that GDP was increased. If I take like 2019-20 as financial year, and 2020-21 onwards, if I take like, it is COVID in between, it is COVID in between, yes or no? Production reduced, yes, production reduced, very nice. So COVID in between, I'm talking about that. So here it was like here it was 100 GDP, 100 is GDP. So 100 GDP mean, if I take like, I'm taking a figure to make you understand. It is not exact data of 2019-20. Try to understand this. I'm just taking example. I'm writing example to make you understand. You can look into the data from that discussion I pasted. If it is coming as, for example, if it is coming as 50-50, for example, 50-50, 50 from informal and 50 from formal. If it is coming like so, then after COVID or during COVID, what happened? What happened? That many of the business gone and GDP went to like 80. Now GDP is 80, production went down. And more, and these informal sector is now only contributing, say 20. Say 20. This is example, numbers are example. Informal is now only contributing 60, and now it is contributing 40. It is like formal. So tell me, what is the percentage over here? Informal percentage in making of GDP, in making of GDP by informal sector. How much? 50%. And making of GDP, here 50%, here 50%. And making of GDP after COVID in, it is 25%, very nice, I'm happy. And it is 75%. Or how much will it be in case I want to write 80%? 80%. Then I should write 80%, 64. If I write 64, then it will be 80%. Just I want to get that figure. 64 is coming from here and 16 is coming from here because of the fact that many of the businesses are gone. So can I write 20 and 80? Yes or no, everybody? So it is like 20% and it is like 80%. Yes or no? Now what people are saying, what many people are saying, informal economy has reduced from, but the fact is many of them closed. Yes or no? Many of them closed, gone. It is not like they are deliberately moving towards formal sector. They got themselves registered in between COVID. It is not so. Figures are figures. Figures are percentage. Percentage never speaks the real story. This is you need to understand. And formal sector is now increased from 50%. 50%. Formal sector is now increased from 50% to 80%. Some figure, some SBI report is saying like this. You got the point? So actually this happened because of the business move towards, and it is not like GDP is increased. GDP is still like earlier it was 100, now it is, but it's not increased. Yes, GDP is still decreased. It has decreased. See, I have taken 80 only to make you understand, but most of the portion went towards formal sector. Got the point? It is not like more formal sector has come up. A startup has also increased, yes, a startup, but in COVID period, some of the digital startup came, came in picture, or some of the very few shifted. Yes or no? Towards very few shifted towards digital also. So now if you are now, one thing I'll be adding over here, if you are more formal economy over here, then you will have, government will have more tax. Yes or no? Government will have more tax, because it is not like more formal economy. Earlier it was 50, now it is 64 in case. Then the government got also more taxes after COVID, because of the two reason. Because here formal companies earned better profit, earned good profit. Formal companies, expenditure of the formal companies went down because of the because of the factory closing, because people were not coming. Expenditure related to the employee went down. They were working from home. Work was continued, but from home. So because of this, a huge they got, their profit was more, and when their profit was more, they paid more taxes. Yes or no? They paid more taxes. One is this. Yeah. And and another thing you can understand, supposedly it is income 5 lakh, 10 lakh, and 15 lakh, and 20 lakh. If people, and we have progressive taxation system. Yes or no? We take 5%, 20%, 10%. I'm just giving an example, an example, although our picture is like this only. And after 10 it is, we have progressive taxation system, 30%. So if people's income is moving towards this side, income of people, or income of company is moving towards this side, then more percentage will be given to the government. Yes or no? And government will be having more taxes. Got the point? If income of people is moving towards this side, then it will be affecting tax. Tax will increase as well, because we have progressive taxation system. In progressive taxation system, we take more taxes from a rich guy, or more taxes on more profit, more percentage of taxes on high profit. Okay, yes, but rich. High profit mean it could be company, it could be individual, it could be corporate income tax, or it could be individual income tax. So this is the thing. So basic discussion in this paper is, if you come to this discussion, he is talking about, okay, formal economy has increased from it has given figure of recently published State Bank of India's good in proportion of taxation. Yes, good in proportional taxation. So indirect tax is like proportional taxation system, but in case of GST, in case of GST it is proportional tax, but in case of corporate income tax or direct tax, it is progressive. Yeah, one second, it is wrong. Yeah, it is talking about the fact that informal sector. See what? Can you read this? Informal sector only 25% of GDP. Okay, and which was like 50% before, or some years ago. It is like shrinking. Yes. Now it is informal sector has, so obviously formal sector is increasing. Formal sector is now. So if informal sector is 20%, formal sector will be, you can write formal sector will be 80%. So this is how I gave example there as well. So it is talking about this, but it is saying the fact that if in case you are trying to formalize economy by forcing, it is a kind of by forcing through process like demonetization, process like GST, process like ease in, it is good thing. So two things he is talking in this, you can understand, I can write two things he is talking about, that from informal, if economy is moving from informal to formal, okay, so it is good thing. If any company, any business has moved from informal to formal, no doubt, in case which will be more efficient. Which will be more efficient? Formal or informal? Which will be more efficient? Yeah, formal will be more efficient. Very nice. So if any business has moved from informal to formal, it will be good thing is it will be more efficient. It will be efficient, and it is good for whole economy, for whole country. Good for whole country, good for whole economy. But at the same time, if these informal economies are like very small, very small in the sense, small in the sense, some household, 2, 3, 4, 5 people of house of a home household, they are running the business. So you can imagine what would be their profit. Their profit is like nothing. They are just acting for survival. They are surviving. Basically, their business is survival. So if they are going to survival, if they are getting registered themselves, so it is not like if they are getting, so they are just mere for survival they are doing. And now if they are getting registered, if they are getting registered and getting registered and getting registered, getting now their company will be called as private limited company. Only 4 or 5 people of household are working, and they are like having no capital and registered as company. So is it like they are more strong now by mere registering themselves more strong now, and because of the fact that they are more strong, they will be efficient? No, yes, you're correct. It is not like more strong, and they will be not more. I mean, in case this is like, and that's why in this discussion it is said, our task is to make them more strong. Our task is to make them more strong, and in case if they will be more strong, they will be thinking of more benefit, and they can have more benefit by registering themselves. Yes or no? Because when they will register, they will be recognized by every other, I mean, recognized by the business people. Yes or no? I mean, somebody is registered, then their recognition is better now. So more benefit will be coming from more recognition, and more recognition, I mean, people are knowing you. More recognition will come only if you are getting yourself registered. So this is like a natural process. This is like a natural process. Everybody want efficiency, everybody, and recognition, and after recognition and after registration, you will be more efficient. And when you are more efficient, you will be having more profit. So everybody want to earn more profit. Yes or no? So this is one thing he is talking about. Got the point? So it should not be forced. It should not be forced. Okay, it should not be forced. It should not be forced. Okay, it should be natural. It should be, this is natural. This is natural. Got it? Yeah, Nikhil, I didn't see your question. What you were asking? I was discussing something at that time. Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, you are talking about informal sector. Yeah, worse than before, because many of them are gone. Now, one thing you need to understand over here with respect to labors. So when they are closing down, labor will be moving towards, when they are closing down. So not talk about, I mean, we can talk about formal and informal thing with respect to GDP and labor force. GDP and labor force. So as we have talked that informal, it will be just 5 minutes more. Okay, informal and formal, as we have seen these days, that GDP 50% from here recently, and GDP 50% from here. Sorry, GDP 80% and 80% and sorry It is informal. So how many labors? 20%. And GDP, how much? 80%. Okay. And what was earlier? Earlier it was kind of 50-50. Yes or no? Earlier it was kind of 50-50. I can write 50-50. 50-50. Earlier it was like 50-50. Now it is 80-20. So this formal and informal economy is with respect to GDP. Another could be defined with respect to labor. How many laborers are working in informal sector? Percentage. And how much percentage of labor is working in formal sector? Okay, this is also important. You will not look into only GDP. You will also look into the labor. And labor is formal or not, it is defined by in India, it is defined with the fact that this labor is having social security or not. Not on the basis of skill, no. Social security. Either anybody is having one pension scheme, at least one pension scheme. Social security means pension scheme. If I am working over here and if I am working anywhere, supposedly I am daily wages. Supposedly I am here, I can write. Supposedly I am daily wages, and I have one pension scheme. Then what I will be called? What I will be called? Formal or informal labor? I have one pension scheme. One pension scheme. So then I will be called as formal, yes. So you can understand many people got themselves registered into many pension scheme, many social security scheme. So the labor force, the labor is also moving towards formal sector, but it is not like labor are getting more strength. In case of COVID also, many of the people would be registering themselves into social security schemes. Yes or no? So, and if you look into the figure, still these days, 90% of labor force are working in informal sector. Look into still rapid growth of economic last 2 decades, 90% have remained in. Are you reading this? Yeah, 90%. Despite rapid growth, rapid economic growth over the last 2, GDP is like shooting up. 90% of workers in India have remained informally employed, producing about half of the GDP these days. So it's still like 90% population, 90% of workforce, 90% of labor is towards informal sector or informal. 90% laborers are informal, working in labor. Yes. And you can look into some these data and you can now understand everything. I think there will be no issue in understanding this document. So here also I thought that I should talk about formal and informal, and so I talked, I think, in detail. And yes, one thing I was writing, that is still 90%, is having no pension scheme. And it is like formal. It is like formal would be like with a company. Formal, there are two kind of formal. You are working with big companies. So big company will get you the social security, will get you for sure the pension scheme. Big company from obviously will give you the social pension scheme, yes or no? Or a daily wager having pension scheme. A daily wager having pension scheme. So you can understand both are like formal over here, and they are 10%. Still they are 10%. So this is another way of looking into the economy, whether economy is formal or not. Economy is formal or not could not be decided by GDP only. Economy is formal or not will be decided by where laborers are working. This is also important, because it is when laborers are working, With formal sector, they will be having better life, they will be having better salary, they will be having there will be no exploitation. Yes or no? And many of these are labor are working in small companies, working with a small business which is not registered, or they are like self-employed, So 75% of this is like self-employed, and 25% of this is like working with small other businesses. So you got this whole discussion, everybody. You enjoyed. So in India, we talked about only GDP and labor, but in developed countries, all those rules and regulations regarding environment, regarding everything will be followed. Okay. So I thought that I should talk about formal and informal. So I chose this topic. Okay. So thank you for today. So I try to get you better connectivity among different things you study. You study a lot. A study is to be done by you only. We people will be helping you in getting those connections that I talked about now, that bird's eye view. Yeah, environment is getting, yes, you are correct, Dilip. I mean, people are supposed to follow now environment rules. So I talked about many rules, many regulation, I think. Yeah, I have seen that, Pulbasha, I have seen, and I am collecting. I mean, I will collect most probably in 1 or 2 days, and I will mail it to you. Thank you. Because it is here and there, I couldn't save it. I will collect it and I will send it to you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. But today we'll keep this much, and next time we'll discuss something else, some different topic. Okay. So I am trying to put diversity in my discussion in every Sunday, every Saturday, every current affair class. You get something holistically. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Pavani. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Prabhasha. Thank you.